and they do so much repetition and practice, off-season, the whole deal. They expect it to be autopilot once the games start. That way it eliminates any type of pressure of the game, pressure of people in your face, all of that.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though. They could barely get a glove on it before he got the quarterback on the ground.
Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Second down, back to Sanders. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That second down play nets a -4.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Eli Apple. And the Bengals are going to take over here up near the 40.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground.
If you want a lesson on how to defeat an offensive tackle, that was pretty textbook.
Is that a clip and save? That's what's going to go around the league, and people are going to watch that and say, my goodness, that's how you do it? And I feel awful for the offensive tackle because we always talk about the athleticism of that guy who just beat him. Well, you have to be athletic to try and block that guy. Just in this case, the defense won.
A gain of 5, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
On 3rd down, Burrow. He'll air this one out for Boyd.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts. And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
They go play action with Hurts.
On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline.
And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30.
A big play there for Philly. 41 yards.
Well, after the standard 2-week layoff, you always wonder how's your offense going to respond and come out and play here in the Super Bowl. Well, they got a great answer right there, and almost a sigh of relief on that side of the field, because now they've got to feel like they can use their entire playbook and game plan for this one.
As Sanders has it poked free.
Wow, that ball is not free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home, the next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
1 quarter done and 3 more to play here in Super Bowl 57. And we are back and ready to go for the second quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, as always, thrilled to be with you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. From the 22, Hurts. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Understandably, pass rushers keyed up for this Super Bowl, but you can't do that.
And let's face it, no one wants to lose one of these quarterbacks early in this game. So you know they're going to be protected by the officials.
And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
The slot man in motion right. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. Touchdown, Eagles! Devontae Smith on the receiving end from Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce back. Tremendous poise. Confidence never lost. And obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Burrow under pressure, and they got to him again. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again 3rd and long now. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And that will be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Two minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he'll be marked out right at the 20-yard line. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he's got it. Touchdown. Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown. And the Eagles continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. The Bengals offense returns to the field. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd.
Here we go.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup with someone trying to cover them, but they also have those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Throwing again, it's Burrow. That is taken in by Hurst. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Burrow looking to pass. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Well, momentary speed right there. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Here we go.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. That's the tight end Hurst with it. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 13-yard line. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
Here we go.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Yeah, got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
Take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
Partner, there's no other way you could describe it because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and it would put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. I like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down.
Okay, ready?
offense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. He's going deep for Brown. This is intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. He's going to loft one, deep left side here. And that ball going to be intercepted yet again. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going deep for Brown. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So it's halftime here on Sports Grand.
One of the greatest performances of the year usually, but not here. Halftime of the Super Bowl is skipped, and we are on to the second half.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. It's loose, the ball bouncing around, and it's going to go right to the end zone, so that is going to be a safety. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Yeah. I like being generous.
The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3.
And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi trophy not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
But if there's ever a chance to regroup, it's in this game, right? Because you do have that long halftime, a chance to really assess things and maybe make some changes and true adjustments. They played great all year long. That's the worst first half of the season for them. They're hoping to put it behind them and come out punching here in the second half.
And some room to work. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
They've done a pretty good job containing him up until this drive, and until that run, there was no containing him at all.
Yeah, you're right about that. He finally popped free. But we didn't have to be in their practice sessions. We didn't have to be in their meeting rooms. They planned for a run like that to happen, maybe a couple of them. But what did they tell their guys all week? You know what they said. Move on to the next play. Now what just happened? Let it go.
On 2nd and 9. To the right side and complete to Hurst. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Now Burrow.
Give it.
And that one going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
Fourth down. Here's Joe Burrow. The quick touchdown Bengals.
Joe Burrow with a touchdown connection to Tyler Boyd. And the Bengals' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So a strong drive here to lead off this third quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we have put our best foot forward in the first half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a further drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
Evan McPherson for the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's finished off by the touchdown from Tyler Boyd. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he is out of bounds here on the return. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. They start on the ground here in Sanders. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Throwing is Hurts. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 4-yard line. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Here's Hurts to throw. And this one complete to Smith. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, this is the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Hurts. And Hurts is intercepted. His 3rd of the game. Picked up by Jesse Bates. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. But now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the 1st down sack. Burrow. And he coughed it up.
What the fuck, man? Yeah.
And they are going to set up shop
Smack
at
that
the
son
40-yard line.
You saw that punch.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. You got to put it away and secure.
Ain't no challenge. No, sir. He had that. He made a football move.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Just one more quarter remains in the season-long race for the Lombardi Trophy here at Super Bowl 57 from Glendale. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we're back in the Super Bowl. Time to decide who gets to hoist that Lombardi Trophy as we begin the 4th and final quarter of action. 2nd down, back to Sanders. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. In motion right is Brown. Another run with Sanders. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Hurts sets up to throw it. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Bengals are right back in this football game. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Now Burrow on first down. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively.
Here we go.
But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a 1-score game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Again, it's Burrow. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Burrow. And that's intercepted yet again. And that could be the backbreaker. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Eagles have just about sewn up this football game. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Another run here with Sanders. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. As
he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line,
and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Here's Brett Kern now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. To return is Taylor. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. So Burrow and the Bengals down 14-9, 33 seconds to go. A touchdown could win the Super Bowl as they've got a first down. Throwing, Burrow.
Yep. Now what the fuck was that?
Intercepted. That
Man, come on. What was that?
Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
What was that?
Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over. So a new lease on life, so to speak.
a lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball that arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
This is caught. It's Boyd. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Burrow. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. Down to their last chance now. This is going to have to be a knee for the end zone and just hope for a miracle.
And I don't sit back with everyone back defending. I've got to have somebody rushing the quarterback. Don't make it easy for him to set up and throw the ball all the way downfield.
A final shot now for Burrow. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Now one more shot at it. Obviously, again, they've got to go for the end zone.
Well, we've seen it happen before. How about Aaron Rodgers throughout his career? He seems to pull it off about every other week. But if I'm the defense, I'm rushing the quarterback and making him move away from his throwing arm. That makes it a little bit tougher to get it downfield.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there. Well, they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
What?
Still 3rd down. Here we go.
Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game as now they've got it 3rd and long. One final shot. They'll look to throw. This for all the marbles. And it is going to be incomplete. They got the tip they were looking for, but couldn't secure it. And this one's over. And the Lombardi Trophy will rest in the city of brotherly love. The Philadelphia Eagles are the Super